Hey, what's up, gentlemen? Chris here with Elite Level Leader. In this episode of Business and Barbells, we're going to begin right here in the boardroom with a business building and growth strategy. Then we'll head over to the battleground where I will demonstrate a fitness training tip and provide you with a daily workout. So let's get started right now. Hey there, Chris McCarthy here with Brand Identified and Elite Level Leader. In this training session, you will learn how to fix failure point number 3, which is you don't have a well-defined brand mission. A brand mission outlines the purpose of your business and how it seeks to serve its customers. Without a clear and concise brand mission, it's difficult to align your organization and make decisions that are in line with your values and your goals. Companies without a well-defined brand mission can struggle to attract and retain customers, leading to decreased revenue and lack of growth. Ultimately, businesses without a well-defined brand mission are more likely to fail due to lack of direction. To avoid this, businesses need to define their brand's mission, which should explain why the organization exists, what it hopes to achieve, and how they plan to achieve it. The mission should be aligned with the brand's purpose and vision and should guide decision-making throughout the organization. Here are some steps to help you get started. Number 1, define your core purpose. Start by defining your core purpose of your business. Ask yourself why your organization exists beyond making a profit. What positive change do you want to bring to your industry or community? Your brand mission should stem from this fundamental purpose. Number 2, align with your values. Ensure that your brand mission aligns with the core values and brand purpose. It should serve as a bridge between your long-term vision and your daily operations. When your mission resonates with your values, it becomes a guiding principle for your business. Number 3, engage with your team. Developing a brand mission should involve collaboration with your team. Seek input from employees at all levels of the organization. Their perspectives can provide valuable insights and ensure that the mission is embraced throughout the company. Number 4, make it actionable. A brand mission should not be a vague statement, but a clear and actionable declaration of intent. It should describe the specific actions that your business will take to fulfill its purpose. This helps employees understand how they can contribute to the mission on a daily basis. Number 5, customer-centric approach. Consider how your brand mission benefits your customers. How does it enhance their lives or solve their problems? A mission that focuses on customer value is more likely to resonate with your target audience. Number 6, integrate with your culture. Your brand mission should become an integral part of your organizational culture. It should guide decision-making, inspire employees, and be reflected in your company's behaviors and practices. Number 7, measure impact. Set measurable goals that align with your brand mission. Regularly assess your progress and the impact that your mission is having on your customers, employees, and the community. Adjust your strategies based on this feedback. Number 8, communicate externally. Share your brand mission with your customers, partners, and stakeholders. Transparency about your mission can build trust and attract like-minded customers who support your purpose. Number 9, evolve when necessary. As your business evolves and market conditions change, be open to revisiting and adjusting your brand mission. A mission that adapts to new challenges remains relevant and continues to drive your organization forward. By following these steps, you can define a compelling brand mission that not only provides a sense of purpose for your business, but also guides your actions and resonates with your audience. This clarity of purpose will help you avoid the pitfalls associated with a lack of well-defined brand missions and lead your business towards long-term success. That is all for now. I will see you back here in the boardroom for your next business training session. To continue, be sure to visit brandidentified.com and elitelevelleader.com to learn more about our services and complete training programs. What's up, gentlemen? Chris here with Elite Level Leader, and welcome to the Battleground. In today's workout, I've got a full body workout for you, and we're gonna end up doing 4 rounds, and it starts off with 10 dumbbell hang cleans. So I'm gonna head back here, I'm gonna grab 2 dumbbells here. First off, I'm gonna set them on the ground so I can just kind of go over some of the exercise movements and proper form and technique on this. So a hang clean is basically you're gonna take these 2 dumbbells in the palms of your hands. They're gonna be down by your sides, palms facing each other, and you're just gonna clean them up into a front rack position. So that typically that looks a lot like a bicep curl, or people assume it's a bicep curl, but really the hang clean is all about the lower body on here. So what we're gonna end up doing is we're gonna have these dumbbells in our hands, our arms are gonna be straight. What you wanna do is you wanna have your feet a little bit wider than hip width apart, toes are pointed out slightly. You're gonna hinge at the waist, knees are gonna start to bend, and they're gonna track out over the toes. Make sure they're not caving in. They're tracking out over those toes. Chest up, shoulders back the entire time. So you're in this little mini squat. And from here, what we're gonna end up doing, we're gonna press through the floor and power through and really explode and open up those hips. Now what happens when you go ahead and do that, you're also shrugging your shoulders up. So you're bringing those dumbbells, you're gaining momentum and bringing those dumbbells off of the, out from that hang position, and they're starting to come up already. So by the way, once you start exploding from those hips, they're already starting to raise up. Then you start to pull with the elbows, and as you're pulling and shrugging with your hands, now you're gonna kind of start to rotate those hands underneath the dumbbells, but then you're gonna get back in that little mini squat again, and now you're underneath those dumbbells, palms are facing upwards, and then you just stand them up into that front rack position. So I'm gonna go ahead, grab these 2 dumbbells here. They're hanging down by my sides. Feet are a little bit wider than hip width apart. Toes are pointed out slightly. I'm gonna hinge at the waist, start to send that butt back. Knees are gonna track out over those toes. My arms are still straight at this point. From here, I'm gonna explode, open up those hips, and then I'm gonna shrug my shoulders up, pull my arms, and bring those dumbbells up into that front rack position. So pull, get them up here. Now I'm squatted underneath them into that mini squat again. Now I'm gonna stand them all the way up. Now we're gonna bring them back down, clean them up, get underneath it, stand it up. Bring them back down, clean up, squat underneath, bring them up. One more here, bring it down, squat up, bring them into that front rack position. So we're gonna end up doing 10 of those dumbbell hang cleans. Then we're just gonna go into 10 dumbbell push-ups. Now a dumbbell push-up is just like a regular push-up. The only difference is you have your hands on dumbbells. The reason why I like to do this is 3 different reasons why. Number 1, with your hands on the dumbbells, you're able to go into a deeper push-up, so it's a longer, fuller range of motion than you would if you just had your hands on the ground. Secondly, with your hands on the ground, it's kind of iffy on your wrists there, kind of bends them back. With your hands on the dumbbells, it's a much natural position for your hands to be in. And then also with those dumbbells, you place them just about shoulder width apart. That keeps you from keeping your flaring your elbows out. It keeps your elbows in close to your sides as you're going down. Your elbows and your biceps and your triceps should be scraping by your ribs when you're going ahead and going into these push-ups. So it really works the chest and also gives you a great tricep exercise. So we're gonna end up doing 12 of these dumbbell push-ups. So first off, I'm gonna go ahead, place these down on the ground about shoulder width apart. Now when you get into a plank position, you wanna make sure that your shoulders, elbows, and wrists are all in the line here. So nice and straight up and down. We don't wanna be over the top of the dumbbells, and we don't wanna be back behind them. Then once you get into that plank position here, we wanna make sure that our hips aren't sagging down or piking up. You're just in a nice plank position here. From here, you're gonna bend at the elbows. Elbows are gonna scrape down through those ribs, all the way down to full depth. Press all the way up to a full extension. All the way down, all the way up. So we're just gonna end up doing 12 of these push-ups, really squeezing at the top on those as well. Then you're gonna go ahead, after you've done the 12 dumbbell push-ups, we're gonna go into 14 dumbbell front squats. So I'm gonna use the same dumbbells that I have right here, but as always, wanna make sure that we are in a nice squat stance to begin with here. So feet are a little bit wider than hip width apart, toes are pointed out slightly. You're gonna have your chest up, shoulders back, and you're gonna have these dumbbells in a front rack position. So not necessarily facing each other, not really facing you forward, kind of at a 45-degree angle. So they're nice in this front rack position here. From here, we're gonna start to bend the knees, hips, hinge at those hips, and start to sit back in that squat as you're coming down. Now you're gonna have these dumbbells in your hands and they're gonna wanna pull you forward. So your weight should be back in your heels and you're sitting back in that squat. Knees are tracking out over those toes. Make sure they're not caving inwards. As you go down to that full squat, full depth, butt down below knee level, keeping that chest up, sitting back in that squat. Weight is all back in the heels there. Press through the floor to stand fully upright. Knees are gonna start to come back. Hips are then opening up. full extension at the top, all the way down, all the way up. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab these dumbbells here, bring them up into that front rack position. Feet are about hip width apart, a little bit wider than hip width apart. Toes are pointed out slightly here, guys. I'm going to hinge at the hips. Knees are gonna start to bend. Knees are tracking out over those toes. I'm gonna go down to full depth, butt down below knee level, and then I'm gonna press through the floor. Hips are opening up, knees are coming back to full extension, all the way down, all the way up, all the way down, all the way up. I'll do one more, all the way down, all the way up. So we're just gonna end up doing 14 of those dumbbell front squats. Next, we're gonna go ahead and work the core, work the abs. We're gonna get you that six pack, and we're gonna do 16 sit-ups. So if you don't have an ab mat, I have an ab mat back here. This is an ab mat. Highly recommend getting one of these. Basically what this does is you set it down in the lower part of your back. Gives you a little bit of support when you're coming down and going back up on those sit-ups. If you don't have an ab mat, you can check them out on Amazon. They're pretty cheap. Or you can just go ahead and get a towel, roll it up, place that in the lower part of your back, and that'll give you the support that you need. So we're gonna go ahead, set our ab mat or towel down there on the floor. Place it against our lower back here. Now we're gonna have our feet together, knees together, legs are about a 90-degree bend here. You're gonna go back with your hands, touch your hands to the mat or the ground right next to your ears, then come all the way back up, full extension here, making sure that your chest, abdomen is touching your thighs, and then your hands are gonna touch on the ground or on the mat right next to your heels. So all the way down, all the way up. Now you notice I don't have my hands locked behind my head like old school sit-ups. Basically that puts a lot of strain on the neck. I want to maintain a nice neutral spine in your head and neck, and that we don't want you pulling on your neck there. So that's why we're keeping those hands really close to our sides, bringing them down by the ears, and then bringing them up by the heels. So you're gonna go ahead and do 16 of those sit-ups. After you complete 16 of the sit-ups, you're gonna go ahead and rest for 1 minute. That completes one round of this workout. And like I said, guys, we're gonna end up doing a total of 4 rounds today. All right, guys, that is your workout of the day. I will see you back here in the battleground for your next workout. And as always, to continue your training, be sure to visit EliteLevelLeader.com to learn more about our training programs and enlist today.